What is up, everybody? Master Darkpoi Gaming. I am Darkpoi and welcome to my channel. I hope you like old school because we got ourselves the only actual good footage I could find of Ken The Champ Climo. Let's get at it. Now this one's going to be a little bit different because unfortunately with my previous side-by-sides I was able to just go in, play an entire course that was in the game, and then, line them up. With this one I had to get a little creative because not all the holes in this game are matching up with the holes at Winthrop. Fun fact, one hole from Winthrop is actually in the game. Do you know which one it is? I bet you don't, and when you find out, I bet you're gonna hate it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this type of content. Please like and subscribe if you do, as it does help me grow the channel. Now, let's get to it. Darkpoi Disc Golf Valley, Ken The Champ Climo at the 2016 US Disc Golf Championship at Winthrop. If you don't know who Ken Climo is, I do not blame you. Born in '68, turned pro in '88, he has won every PDGA World Championship from '90 to '98. To make that clear, if he had won in '99, he would have been the only player to win a PDGA World Championship in the entirety of the '90s. Let that sink in. This person was an amazing disc golfer. He won 99, 2000, 02, 04, and 07 United States Disc Golf Championship. He has over 100 pro disc golf aces. Some people argue that Ken Climo is the greatest disc golfer to ever exist. Now, in the modern era, people argue, is it Climo or Macbeth? I don't have an opinion on who the best of anything is. This goes back to the LeBron-Jordan argument. The Crosby, Ovechkin versus Gretzky, Lemieux argument. I don't really think you can compare different generations. My buddy Devin and I were just talking about, can you even compare the two? The reality is the field was extremely light in the early days of the Pro Disc Golf Association. It's very clear. To understand how good this man was, the only other people with more than one open world title are Harold Duvall, Barry Schultz, Nate Doss, Paul Macbeth, and Ricky Wysocki. In 2012, Ken, at the age of 44, won his very first Masters Division World Championship. That would make it his 13th World Championship title. If you are not aware, the KC Pro plastic from Innova is Ken Climo's plastic. That's his plastic. That's what the KC stands for. So fun fact if you didn't know that. The champ has 221 wins in open division, the most of all time. 12 World Championships, 5 US Championships. He was the first player to ever win the World and US Championship in the same year. Ken Climo is a trailblazer. One of, if not the best disc golfer of all time. I don't care how anyone wants to argue it. I'm not making any factual statements. This is just my opinion. But looking at what this man did for disc golf throughout the 90s, every disc golfer who loves the sport should be a fan. Just my opinion, but they should be. To give you a perspective of what type of man this person was, to quote the man himself, after a shanked shot in 2001, "Stupid goes where stupid throws." Ken, you're the man. And if you ever see this video, you have a fan for life sitting right here, bud. Alright, now let's talk a little bit about this video. So, what I tried to do was emulate or copy distance or stroke count or whatever I could do to match up the holes that are in this game with the holes that are at Winthrop Gold in real life. It took quite a bit of diving to figure out which holes would be the most replicatable. And as you can see, there was a Mando. If the basket was right past the Mando, I had to do what I could to try to copy that hole placement as much as possible. It's not quite right, but it was the best that I could do as far as what was available to me. I really love the way this whole thing turned out. It's not the easiest thing to try to mimic certain types of hole layouts, especially with Winthrop. There's a gigantic baseball field with a massive wall lining a huge field. So, how am I supposed to replicate that type of idea? I can't, and that's okay with me because this is really just a fan video. I love disc golf from the 90s. I was a 90s kid when I started playing disc golf in '99. I was freshman in high school, so it has a very special place in my heart. I love old school disc golf. I know 2016 wasn't all that long ago, but in the realm of disc golf footage, it really is. It really is old school. It's the best that I could find that was clear and actually worth the watch. when I was putting all these together, I had stumbled across something that I didn't know, and that's Winthrop Hole that was inside the game. If you didn't know, before they put Maple Hill, Champion's Landing, and the Beast in the game, some of the holes that were in the game were modeled, inspired by real-life hole placements and real-life courses. And when I was doing the research for this video, I stumbled across the hole that was named Winthrop 17. And when I saw which hole it was, I was so like, oh wow, so not only is this hole a nightmare, but it's actually a real-life nightmare. And I love that kind of stuff. Yeah, Maple Hill, the Maple Hill Mando Lake hole is in the game before they put Maple Hill in. And there are a couple other ones as well, if I'm not mistaken. And it really sparked my curiosity. I went and started doing some research, more research on the game's hole layouts, and you would be pleasantly surprised how many holes were modeled after real-life holes. And now that I know this information, it gives me a whole new appreciation for how hard Spinoff worked to get these layouts to be the most accurate and realistic that they could be. And I truly appreciate that. So thanks, Spinoff, for the hard work, for making this game so awesome. You know, I love playing Disc Golf Valley. I love disc golf, and the two together, to me, they just make for the perfect sandwich, if you feel me. You know what I mean? If you're still with me in the video, then I just want to say that I truly appreciate you. If you could hit that like button and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. Any support to help grow my small channel, it's something that I'm passionate about, something that I love to do, and your support truly means the world to me. If you are already a subscriber, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I just want to say the future looks bright, and I'm very excited for the things to come. Alright, so as most of you know, in disc golf there is not always a judge there to call fouls. Matter of fact, most fouls are called by the card mates. So during this round, something happened that I feel that I don't see a whole lot. During this specific tee-off, Ken throws this wild roller, and it shoots into OB. And while I was watching it, I was confused because he re-teed. Well, Eagle was one of the commentators for this round, so apparently he had a foot fault. Eagle called him on the foot fault, because he was a card mate, and the rest of the card mates agreed, allowing Ken to re-tee. His second shot ends up staying in bounds. In that scenario, instead of getting an OB mark, he gets the re-tee, and the re-tee implies the stroke loss, but he doesn't get hit with the OB. The reason this is a big deal is because, think about it, you got one, you throw, you're in OB, you then have to go back to the tee, you lost two because you went into OB and you're throwing three from the tee, and that's the situation. Now, if he has a foot fault, it's a re-tee. So he doesn't lose two. One comes back, he's now throwing two from the tee. Two stays in bounds, and because of that, he's able to throw his third from that lie, therefore saving him a stroke. So for all you people out there that think that, you know, the rules are whatever, that's a 1000 IQ move from Eagle. Not only because he knows the rules, but because he essentially helped a card mate out with a stroke just by knowing the rules. I love that. I love that type of thing. That's honest, good play, and in turn it ends up helping everybody, and you feel good about the day. So that right there, that type of thought process makes me even more of a fan of Eagle McMahon as well. And that's one thing that I love about golf. It's kind of an honest game. You know, yeah, you could lie. You could make things up. You could move your disc. You know, you could do that for sure if you wanted to. But when you don't, and you play the game the way that it was intended, the community is so encouraging, yet extremely competitive. That's one of the things that I love about disc golf. Very rarely do I encounter any type of macho bro mentality. Almost every single person I've ever met in my 20 plus years of loving this game has been relatively a decent person. Now, I'm quite sure there are some terrible people out there, but I'm just saying that in my experiences, I have yet to encounter them. Almost anybody, even a solo player running a quick run through a course, politely, I've seen people wait in line because they felt too uncomfortable to ask if they could cut through or play through. I have invited many people to, oh hey man, go ahead, cut through, I play with my children, little legs, you know what I mean? Sometimes we hold up the flow, but that's okay. I'm not there to be like, this is my space, and I'm not there to tell people no they can't. If someone's cool to me and they pass through, I'm absolutely cool with letting them play through, or even joining us on our play through the hole and then waiting for them to finish the next one because it's a solo player. So, I found that disc golf has been a wonderful, amazing sport. If you've never played disc golf, I don't know why you'd be watching this video, but if you've never played disc golf, you should. There are courses all over the country, everywhere. Get out there, check it out, try it. Discs are not that expensive. Alright guys, thank you so much for sticking through the entire video with me. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up if you could, it helps me grow the channel. And hopefully, I'll see you in the future.